I think here's the reality. Some level you track your practice. When dentists say to me, I don't want to share my numbers with the team. If you look at the monitors, there's two parts. The color part is for the team. The Excel part is for the manager or the owner, because it's the data backup. And I can tell you, dental teams do not like reading Excel spreadsheets. It's just not, it's too hard to interpret. So you have two parts to this. I will share with you leaders that share the top line. I'm not saying you photocopy your tax return in your investment portfolio and hand it out at a team meeting. Gross top line numbers, practices grow. If you look, I mean, even when we went back to the 500 top practices we've ever worked with in 20 years, every one of them involves the team in tracking because of human awareness. As a hygienist, I have to write at the end of every day for 2 minutes before I leave how many people I serviced today, were they health, disease, maintenance, how many didn't show, how many canceled, and what was my production, what was my daily production. It will go up 10%. I don't even know. It's like kind of like this weird thing. Practices grow because of awareness. Right? I find dentistry is as good or as bad as the last bad week or good week. What does this do? This brings you up as a true overseer of your practice and its management. Okay, and a lot of times with managers, doing a lot of management workshops. Had a couple of you at our management workshop a couple of weeks ago. It was great. Managers want to be able, if you're going to manage all the trains running on time, you got to know this. The challenge about a leader always knowing this is the leader's usually the who. The dentist that has to be in a 10 by 10 room every waking available hour, producing 60 cents on every dollar so we can pay the basic overhead. Right? That's where management's become much more popular. Right? They can manage these stats, these tracking, make sure people are filling them out and collect them. Okay, and your other one, I think the last one here, collections. What's another word for collections? We can produce $2 million, but if only $1 million goes in the bank, that's all that matters. Right? So your collections, your deposits. Another word, some of your practice management softwares call it deposits. It's a Canadian word. It's what goes in the bank. What's your goal? Collect what you produce. And track your
20%.
Track your adjustments. Because what percentage of dentists are embezzled? 6 out of 10. And a lot of it's because adjustments aren't tracked. Okay? So you put the total fee in, you adjust off. You adjust off any courtesy. I can't believe that word discounts there. I don't use that word. Discounts for the blue light store. Laura, can you put a note? Change that. Adjustments and courtesies. You could have, you know what, you give everyone in the church congregation a courtesy of this. You could have, so put in your full fee and then adjust off. That's how you stay accurate. Okay, adjust off the difference. Even if you have a fee-reduced program, you put in the total fee you would charge. If they didn't have that, then you write off the difference. Doesn't mean you collect that, but you see what would happen at the end of the month. You say, here's what we produced, here's what we adjusted, and here's what went in the bank. What will it all do? It'll all match. It's math. Know what your adjustments are. And here's the thing. It's not being dramatic. It's, if there's no boundaries, there's no really rules. We don't have a playbook. And you know what? Someone looks at me across the desk and says, you know what? Can you give me 10% off? And I don't know that that's not something that the owner would be okay with. Sometimes the dentist is the worst discounter. I mean, I've seen teeth for tile, I've seen bartering, I've seen trading of children for childcare and weekends for dentistry. I mean, in Tennessee, I've seen they bring their horse to get dentures, and can we trade? It's very interesting. That's in the South. That doesn't happen here. But you know what? That's why if the clinician deals with the clinical, the technical, and the clinical judgment, the business office deals with this. You've got to have some clarity on who's authorized to do adjustments, because there's a lot of adjustments that just were happening, and dentists go, I didn't know all that was happening. Right? But not knowing is kind of like denial. right? So know what your adjustments are. You look at that. You look at that regularly. Question.
So is that considered that adjustment for across the board? So for instance, one of my doctors does a specific exam and he usually will charge $60, but for whatever reason he said, oh, charge Mr. Smith $40 today. So we should do the same for that as well, right? So any adjustment should,
Are you in the business office?
yeah.
Yeah. To cover yourself, yes. Put in the 60. Adjust it down. The reason would be doctor, owner chosen adjustment.
But is that's your fee guide? It's adjusted from the fee guide, right?
Sometimes we,
What do you mean it's adjusted from the fee guide?
Like the fee guide's
it's
135.
Sorry, are you talking about the specific exam code? Yeah, well, it's based on time. A doctor's oh, sorry, you're right. It has a span. Okay, great point. You know what? Because it has a span, you can charge. A lot of people don't know that. That's funny you know that. A lot of people don't know. You don't just have one exam. You have a span you can bill for that one, right? That's why they watch it, right? So I think in that case, if it was for that code, right? But if it was for, you know what, they need 5 fillings, right, that are $400 and give them a 20% courtesy, I just put owner driven. What am I going to do? It's their prerogative. They're the entrepreneur, they're the business owner. It just can't, it's just not going to be my deciding to just give away dentistry today because I'm mad at them.